Hello everybody, in this video I'm going to be telling you about all the different countries that are great for getting XP. Both tiny countries that have a great XP multipliers, countries that are good, like, kind of like middle-sized countries like France and the UK that have decent multipliers. I'm pretty sure this is a private server, so it's not going to show their actual XP modifier in a public server, but I'm pretty sure in a public server France's is 1 times 1, and the UK's is 0.75. But yeah. They're both pretty good countries, UK, France, Spain, Portugal, Italy, Germany, Poland, Ukraine, Turkey, Greece, Bulgaria, Romania. They're all decently strong countries, and their XP multipliers are pretty big, so you could probably do a couple things with them. Same goes for Morocco and Algeria, Egypt too. Bhutan. If there is no India or China player, Pakistan isn't a player, and none of the Southeastern Asian states are a player. You could play as Bhutan, capture Nepal, Bangladesh after a little while. And then, after a little bit of building up, you could invade India with a bunch of tanks. I remember I did that this one time. But yeah, I just tank spam India, and they have a multiplier of 2.5, so that works pretty good. Also, China's releasables, I can only go play as them. Uh, China's releasables, I'm pretty sure all their XP multipliers are times 1, and they're all pretty strong, so you can get a lot of XP using them. Using ones like Shaanxi, you know, those good ones. And then, let's see. I'm pretty sure South Africa's is either times 1 or 0.2075. Well, or maybe it's 1.25, but they're very good. There's no strong countries other than the DRC. You could invade quite a lot of these countries. I think once you get up to the DRC, but the DRC only has a couple pockets, like right here, and they're not that strong, they're just big. It's once you get up to Nigeria where it starts getting hard, and also Egypt. But other than that, South Africa is very strong, and they could probably go for a while. You could capture Madagascar and get some titanium, and they also start with tungsten, so you could make tanks pretty fast. Then also, if you wanted to, you could send a boat up to Sierra Leone and then get some titanium there too. Yep. The only problems is like once in a like 1 in 100, Brazil will go and invade South Africa. First thing happened to me once. It's pretty wild, but it typically doesn't happen. Uh, Another good one, Vietnam. If China isn't very threatening, I think Vietnam's multiplier is 0.75. You could probably invade pretty much. You could go down. The only threat is really Indonesia. If China and India aren't a player, maybe Japan too. Uh, I'm pretty sure all the Nordic countries are times 1, and like Finland, they could probably invade the Baltic countries if Russia isn't a player, or if you're just in an older server, you could invade a little bit. Um, Belize, if you're able to invade, like after a while, their multiplier is 2.5, but if you're able to like slowly build up with things like Jamaica, Haiti, a couple other countries, slowly build up your manpower, and if Mexico and the United States aren't a player, you could probably conquer over some of these things. Some of Central America and the Caribbean. Just start off with Jamaica, or a longer but harder invasion of Guatemala. But yeah, if no one's around here, there's probably the only threat would be Brazil, but Brazil players typically aren't that good. Same for USA and Mexico players. Mexico isn't always a player, and the United States typically leaves after they send like a million dudes over to Europe, and then they get sunk. So you should be good, but yeah. Uh, Another good one is Saudi Arabia, probably. I think their multiplier is 0.75, and they have a lot of oil. People will probably be buying oil from you, so you can make some money off that and invade all your weaker neighbors. The only problem is Egypt, but yeah. I think Iran, I don't know what their multiplier is, but you could probably invade a lot of countries. If Russia isn't a player, you could invade up here. You could probably invade Afghanistan. It's pretty much all of Arabia, probably Turkey, Egypt. You could probably invade most of the stuff given enough time if no stronger European country intervenes, or India. That one too. Uh, I think Indonesia's multiplier is 0.75. They're very strong. You could probably do the same thing as Vietnam. Maybe quicker too, doing a little bit more too, but yeah. Oh yeah, you pretty much all releasables have a multiplier of point times 1. So USA's releasables would also work pretty well. Um, I don't know what. Um, let's see. Pretty sure Togo and Benin are both at pretty pretty sure they have a multiplier, a pretty high multiplier. So if Nigeria is in a player, you could probably invade the other one. Either if you Togo invade Benin or Benin invade Togo. Um, and then maybe go down from there to invade Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, Sierra Leone, Liberia, Guinea-Bissau, and expand from that. Or you could do it as, these countries too. I'm pretty sure Sierra Leone, they start with a couple tungsten and their multiplier is 0.75. I don't know what their multiplier is. But you could make tanks pretty early if you invade Liberia or I think it's Guinea. Yeah, Guinea. Guinea-Bissau, they're pretty sure they have a pretty high multiplier. If you invade Senegal, uh, Gambia, Cabo Verde, a couple other small countries, and then go on from there. There's titanium right there, so you could make tanks pretty fast too, or at least a help in tanks. Uh, yeah. Turkey's pretty good, I think. I don't know what their multiplier is, but you could probably expand for a while into the Africa and the Middle East if Russia doesn't stop you. Um, if India isn't a player, Bangladesh is a good one. They have a lot. I'm pretty sure they should have a lot of population in the game, and they have a couple big cities. So you could probably invade a couple other countries like Sierra Leone, Nepal, Bhutan. Maybe after a while you could start invading the Southeastern Asian states. I don't know what Bhutan's multiplier is, but you could probably get that to work at some point. If Taiwan is in or if China's in a player and you can beat Taiwan, and you have maybe get the USA player to give you some aid, or just some player to give you some aid, you can slowly start invading China. That'll get you a lot of XP. Uh, Maybe Papua New Guinea invade all the little islands out here. New Zealand, you could probably do the same. Same with Australia, but I don't think you get as much XP. Madagascar, you could probably do. I don't know what their multiplier is. It's probably like 1.5 or 1.25. But they have titanium in a square city, so you could make tanks pretty fast. So they'd probably be a good country to start as. Or, an okay country to start as. I'm pretty sure Albania would work pretty well because they have a pretty high population density. But they do have a lot of threats like Italy, Serbia, Greece, Turkey, Bulgaria, Romania, Germany when it gets to that point. But yeah, those are some countries that are good for getting XP. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention Democratic Republic of the Congo. They're pretty big. They have a couple big cities. Um, yeah, they'd probably work too. Probably Cameroon as well. They're a decently good, strong country. Ethiopia and Sudan also are pretty strong, and Ethiopia has mountains to help it. I don't know what their multipliers are, but they probably work pretty well. Uh, a lot of the South American countries are pretty good as long as Brazil isn't a player. Uh, yeah. But that's about it for this one. See you in the next one. Bye.